All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Nana, episode 25.
Right.
Love developments.
A lot of them.
We got people moving in together. We've got big old confessions being made in various different ways with various different emotional responses to those things that are not necessarily directly proportional to the magnitude of these statements themselves.
And never more did I get reminded that, Nanake or Hachi is our main character here with being caught in the middle of all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So stay strong. Lean on some people around you. But
But maybe also, not Takumi.
But maybe also, not so much leaning as just kind of acknowledging and realizing that you can do this, but you don't necessarily need to have them around every single day.
And you don't need to, say that you love somebody just to make yourself feel better about sleeping with them.
Yeah, but does help, doesn't it?
Yeah. This will be interesting.
Yeah. But, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Nana が家にいない2週間の間、私は一人暮らしの寂しさを紛らわせたくて、バイトを休みなく詰め込んで、毎日クタクタになるまで働いた。
Well, I mean, good job with that at least.
には欠かさず顔を出した。
Okay.
帰り道はいつもノブが送ってくれた。
Whoa.
匠からの連絡はなかった。
Oh boy.
Yeah. Nice little monologue opening there.
And I love that that was the time where then the rock music comes in.
Oh. Go even further away from Hachi. Yeah. Gochi Sosawa.
あんたが暇でも私は忙しいんだよ。
休めよバイトなんか。This is Gochi-sama.
控えて毎日練習があるんだよ。
何お前またピル飲んでるの？
誰のせいだ。そんなにガキが欲しければ他の女に産んでもらえ。
俺が他の女とやっても平気なのか。冷たい女だよお前は。
今頃気づいたの？
曲でも書くか。可愛いレイラのために。
Immediately cuts a lemon.
しんちゃん起きてたんだ。
おはよう、りょうこさん。
私明日からまたフライトなんだ。アメリカ。だからしばらく会えないけど、お土産いっぱい買ってくるから期待しててね。
りょうこさんがいないと。
あら、技だけじゃなく口まですっかり達者になったわね。私の教育の成果かしら。
感謝してる。おかげで商売大繁盛だよ。
天使を悪魔に育てちゃったわ。
こうしてみるとあんまり似てないね。
え？何？
なんでもない。おかわり。
I am so excited to see how their relationship progresses. Meanwhile.
Okay.
All right.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Everyone?
That's how she is.
I knew it! I knew it!
Good man. When you've got kids.
Dangerous.
Oh shit.
Oh, so nobody can get a hold of him. Yeah, because that means it's not unique to Hachi. He's actually ignoring everybody. Man's just solo traveling.
Yeah.
Just
doing some soul searching.
Or something.
Something. I like the idea of that. But
hey baby, I'm soul searching in Italy. Or,
But something else that I noticed that I thought was kind of interesting is that Yasu was running low on his cigarettes.
Right.
And given the things that they've thematically represented, I'm wondering if that is hinting at something.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, how'd you find him?
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Oh. Shit.
Yeah, they're all really close, so...
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of exposition about his family.
Mm-hmm. Wearing high heels on a beach. That's impressive. Hmm.
勘弁しろよ。玉のおふくらい一人にさせてくれ。じゃあな。
As soon as she shows up, he's like, all right, trip's done.
Yeah, but also the idea that she's like, I'm going to the Americas, actually just goes to the country in Japan. What? Yeah, so it's just like...
Uh-huh. We're here to practice. Oh.
でもあいつ携帯繋がらなくって。
そんな周りに言われて仕方なく会いに来られても別に嬉しくないし、私は本当大丈夫だから心配しないで。
But it's Nana realizing like, oh, wait, you're feeling lonely when I'm not around.
でも私は本当にこのまま匠から連絡がなければ。
Yeah. It's the contact that makes it harder.
その方がいいよ、絶対。
Because you were okay with it being, well, you were kind of okay.
自分で買え。何がいいかな。
Yeah. Uh-huh. And that timing.
トラネスノーフはあと2日。
Mm-hmm.
このまま匠から連絡が来なければ、私はひどい男に騙されて捨てられたかわいそうな女になれる。全部匠のせいにして新しい恋をする。そんなずるいこと考えてるって知られたらきっと嫌われちゃうだろうな。だいたい匠に捨てられたから彼女にしてくれってのも調子が良すぎる気がするし、ノブにはそんな軽い女だと思われたくない。でも私って所詮そういう女なんだけど。
Oh, shit. He's here.
ベンツの四駆。
They used to look like that? Wow.
もうここでいい。もう一人で大丈夫だからすぐそこだし。ごめんね、遠回りなのに毎日送ってもらっちゃって。
いや、俺はいいけど。迷惑なら明日から新海やさんに。
違うの、迷惑なんかじゃ。
I'm very fond of walking. Yes. Yes, I know. Yup. This is gonna be interesting. Wait, but this isn't even at her place yet, so...
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, Takumi's also being pretty ick. I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
No. Body language communicates so much. It's just wild.
Oh boy. Oh god. Alright.
ほだされちゃダメだ。匠にとったら、私は結局やりたい時にやれる都合のいい女なんだよ。2度ならまだしも、3度目となると、私から断ち切らない限りこのままズルズル。
This is good.
Okay.
This is good.
Okay.
終わらせるなら今だ。
Whoa. Yeah.
もう来ないでって一言。
Yeah, he's in the bedroom.
Taking a shower or something, yeah.
なこと私に言えるの？
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, she's gonna drink it?
言えないよ。
Whoa.
何自分だけ飲んでんだよ。くれよ。
ろくでもないのは分かってるのに。
Yeah.
断ち切れないのはなんで？
Yeah, he's frustrated. Oh, poor guy.
Yep. Oh my god.
Yeah. No.
な時に嫌がらせか。
Not the time, man. Not the time. Oh. Oh yeah, let it out. let it out.
Hug it out. Cry it out.
どうしたの？なんでもねえよ。ほっとけ。つかごめん。一人にして。
Oh, Shin's gonna be like, now wait, now who made Nobu cry? I'm not gonna go
Yep.
beat them up or anything, but you know, he's not a woman, so.
But I'm
Not
gonna
like I care
find
or
their
anything.
insecurities and I'm gonna...
Oh.
Well,
Wow.
that was a very mature question to
Right,
ask.
but it's just the way that it's phrased to set up Shin in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Nice.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
That was great. All right.
Oh. Oh, man. Oh.
いろいろ心配してくれてありがとう。
Okay.
昨日の夜、匠が来てくれて、オフが終わるまでの明日、
Nice.
一緒にいるって言ってくれてます。でも私バイトなの、入れるんじゃなかった。ナナはいつ頃帰ってくる？
Way to go.
からライブまでは練習
Yeah.
の追い込みだろうから、邪魔しないようにスタジオには顔出さないけど、頑張ってね。ナナは戻ってこなかった。だけど私はレンのそばにいたいんだろうと、ただ単純にそう思っていた。
Wait.
せめてスタジオに行ってナナに会いたかった。
Wait, what?
ノブと顔を合わせるのが辛くてやめた。
Oh, shit.
メール一本くれなかった。でもそのうちまた来るだろうと不思議と広い心が持てた。
So you ended that time, but you didn't like communicate definitively.
No. Hey.
わざわざ迎えに来てくださってありがとうございます。小松さん、いいのいいの、ハチコでいいよ。可愛いですよね、そのあだ名。ライブまでまだまだ時間あるし、一旦家帰って荷物置いた方がいいね。一個持つよ。ありがとうございます。本当にまた止めてもらっちゃっていいんです。
Yeah. In fact, she'd probably appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
趣味だし余裕でしょ。はい、実は美里、 夏休み中ずーっとこっちにいたいくらいなんですけど、
This will be
さすが
sweet.
に1ヶ月もお世話になるわけには。全然 OK だよ。いないよ夏休み中っていうかいてほしい。本当ですか？ミサト感激です。こっちこそ嬉しいよ。
Aw.
ナナはレントコから一向に戻ってくる気配ないし、私一人暮らしで寂しかったんだ。でもミサトはナナさんとレンがラブラブだと。
Oops, yep.
ミサトちゃんはてっきり知ってる気がして。
Oh,
でも地元にいた
I knew, yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
ていたのはこっそり突き止めていましたし、その後どうなったのかずっと気がかりだったから安心しました。お願い。大丈夫です。ミサトを信じてください。
Yes,
ハチコさん。
I'm ready.
But if I did
I'm
want
not
to
just
tell
any
people,
fan.
I am one of the leads of a lot of the forums, so
Right.
a lot of people would find out.
パの皆さんにお会いしたいな。今頃リハーサル中かな。私もみんなには1週間ぶりなんだよね。毎日スタジオの練習見に行ってたんじゃなかったんですか？ああ、うん。
Yeah, you know.
なるほど、そうです。
Oh, Naruhodo, yeah. I love this pure soul being with
Yeah.
Hachiko for this because it's just,
Uh-huh.
oh.
Yeah. Damn. Oh.
Yeah.
He wrote a song. Okay. Ah.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
This is fun.
This is a fun and a painful episode.
Yeah.
We got ourselves some developments with regards to our bad boy, Takumi.
yes.
Came back at the very last possible second,
Right.
basically, within 2 days,
Yeah.
or within a day and a half, or the night of the second to last day.
The times that are convenient for him, and yet we gotta
No,
actually.
no contact, nothing.
Yeah.
Not even in a place that he necessarily wants to be.
No.
He went to a place that is in some ways something that reminds him of his family, or reminds him of his hometown.
Sure.
Goes off and kind of has a lot of staring into the abyss,
Yeah.
basically.
Ups his brooding stat.
Ups
for a
his
while.
brooding stat.
Yeah.
Feels like he's, going through some internal stuff.
Mm-hmm. Which
Shuts
we
off
don't
from the world,
get
so
to
we don't
see.
So we don't know what or why that is, but we know
Right.
that immediately once he comes back, he's just like, "Give me sex, give me your body. I don't really care about you."
Right. And the God, the I've been waiting for an hour when there was no communication that he was going to be coming back, and no like pattern to showcase that she should expect him.
Yeah, that's
and
toxic
he's not
as
even
fuck.
and he's not even in a place where he could reasonably expect her to be, unless she was going to the studio to all that stuff.
Yep.
Which was the reason that she wasn't there when he expected her to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very interesting.
So plot convenience and narrative stuff aside, to make sure that we have the maximum pain for Nobuo and
Yes.
Hachiko.
Right. Because then
Fuck you, Takumi.
right,
basically.
because then when this happens, it's the okay, now go away, Nobuo. Holy shit.
Holy
Nana.
shit.
Yeah, that's
mean.
even to a guy like me, that's cold.
cold.
Right?
Like your shame is written all over your body.
Yeah.
Like it's the body language of someone who basically was like, "Oh no, I was caught."
Yeah. And you want to know why
oh,
Takumi
no.
didn't get upset, even though he was specifically said to have a temper this episode?
Yep.
It's because he could see that you're being shitty to Nobu, and so he didn't mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That's why.
That's why.
If you had done anything different, if you had not been shitty to him, then he probably would have been frustrated. But he didn't have anything to worry about because
okay, you want
you're
to go
hurting
down,
him more than he could.
Right. That's true. But I think another thing is that he was kind of already being cold to her by the way that he entered the apartment. Was just like,
yes.
no, I don't want that. Mm-hmm. Oh, beer? Sure.
Yeah.
Goes to the bedroom.
Right.
Immediately yanks her off there once he sees her coming with the beer.
Yeah.
Basically it's saying like, no, I didn't want that at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I love the little things that Nana does of the like, She gets the beer, starts drinking it herself. She doesn't even go to give it to him because he didn't want that. And she understands that he didn't want that.
Yeah.
But also, if he's going to ask her for this thing, she's going to actively not give it to him and have it herself.
Well, also
right?
specifically a little thing of being like, okay, fucker, let's get this over with. Start drinking, basically being like, I don't care about this either.
Yeah, right.
But then the thing that's really sad about this is where I feel for Hachiko is that she's then realizing that from the way that she talks down to herself and the way she kind of condemns and shames herself in general, that she's like, I actually don't even really deserve Nobuo. I in some ways I deserve someone like Takumi, which fucking sucks because in that regard you've created a Kobayashi Maru cycle where it's the you can't win here, Hachiko.
Right,
you can't do anything with this.
Yes. The thing, if the actions that make you stay with Takumi are the things that make you say that you deserve Takumi, then just as easily, well, maybe not just as easily, but just as theoretically possible, you could say, nah, Takumi, we're done. And I thought that was kind of an implication of what was happening.
It was kind of, but it was more just that it was the whole bit of her that she going ran away to work so that he would be done and gone by the time that she got back.
Exactly. Yeah. And I still think that's a step in that direction, but it's not definitive enough. And given that she understands her own heart to realize that she is... even though she doesn't want this, she's easily swept up in it and ends up wanting him to come back, right?
But that's the frustrating
thing.
thing.
She's not communicating clearly to cut it off.
Right. That's why though. Is because she wants the exact same kind of thing with Takumi that she wanted with Nobuo, is to basically keep him in her back pocket of the like.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, with Takumi, in a lot of ways, he is the best option for that because that's also what he's wanting. But the problem is that isn't entirely what Nana's wanting, and that's why it's causing this issue.
Right.
If that was all she's wanting, then
fine.
great. You wouldn't have any consternation about it, right?
Nope.
It'd just be like, oh, you're here again. Cool. All right, I'll see you later, Nobuo.
Yeah, you wouldn't even feel like you're cheating or anything like
or
that, or
leading
being
on
deceptive.
Nobuo.
You'd just be like, no, I'm wanting to sleep with Takumi.
Right, and then it's
just that. I don't really have any love for him. And then, then the question that Nobuo has of, hey, can two people that are driven by only lust find a love that, like, connects them and binds them together? Oh!
And he asks that to Shin.
Shin, who's dealing with the exact same kind
Shin's
of situation as he's realizing
know.
that he's like, I might actually like her, Reira. Like, but I don't think she necessarily has any interest in me.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole other thing.
No, do you not think that he likes Reira?
So I think he does.
Because when she said, I've created I took this angel and created a devil, he's like, well, that's not how it is from my perspective. Meaning, like, he doesn't feel like he's being, like, controlled in some ways. He's more like, no, I enjoy this. Like, this is...
Well, and also... you forget what my job is, right? Like, this isn't my first rodeo,
So you're saying that he's like saying, no, I'm not the angel here. There was never anything to be transformed.
Yeah.
If anything, from my perspective, I might have transformed you.
Right, exactly. I think it's something where a lot of his original resistance is because he's like, oh, I do care about this person, and this person isn't the kind of person where I would be like, yeah, okay, you have an issue in your life that you're looking to get solved by, paying me to have sex with you. Okay, all right, cool. Copacetic relationship, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas with Reira, because there was that part of her that didn't really know what she wanted, and there weren't the boundaries and things like that and stuff. That's where it was no, I'm actually not going to, right? Then once there was shown to be able to be that, like, honesty with regards to her own desires and things like that, and then, like, they were able to have that, like, genuine connection, then he's okay with it, right? And so that's where I think there's the parallel to the situation with Nana and Takumi, because Nana is in a similar situation, right? And the internal conflict itself is the issue, not the actual actions, right? And so, Nobu can recognize that there is internal conflict, and so he's like, okay, so I'll be here if you ever, like
Wake up.
wake up. But the problem is that she's also relying on Nobu being there to get the emotional support that she needs.
Well, not anymore.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Because it blew up in her face, and she was like, "Oh shit!" And I feel
too
terrible.
bad
I
to
feel
go.
too bad to do that. But that's absolutely what she was doing.
Yes.
And then, oh hey, it stopped working, and so I'm not gonna do that, right? But so that's where it gets all fucky.
And that's the part that I feel like I have a lot of issues with in general. I don't understand the mentality of which I don't understand the mentality of which I guess maybe the part that I do understand with it, but it just hurts me so much is the idea that like Nobuo didn't have any misconceptions about what was going on. And that's so rare, I guess.
Oh.
The idea that he knew exactly what was going on, and thus it hurt a ton when this happened. The whole event, basically.
With regards to Nana leading him on.
Hold on.
All right.
The idea that most people don't have this kind of level of certainty. Like Nana Hachiko didn't actually give him any overt like signs that she was into him, in that regard.
Okay.
So the kind of thing where I guess I understand her situation is that she did her best to make sure that it was all kept in her head and in her basic actions. It was under the surface, but the fact that he knew with such certainty,
right.
Is that something where he was kind of assuming little bits of things here and there because of the way in which she was kind of setting it up to
Possibly.
be that way?
So,
or is this us having the omniscient view where
so I think it's a combination of a few things. One, we've got the omniscient view. Cool.
Right.
And I'm not talking about character motivations here. I'm just talking about
what actually happened.
What actually happened, and then making sure that is communicated to the audience rather than how the characters themselves maybe know that.
Right.
Then we have the fact that there was a time skip of the break and things like that, and the time in which during that time he walked her home and all this stuff,
and
right?
Takumi didn't call.
And everybody knew that Takumi didn't call, right? You know, all of these
so
things.
everyone can feel the Takumi doesn't really seem to care about
right.
her.
He's doing the thing that we knew that he would do, yada, yada,
Hence
yada.
Nana's like,
right?
hey, Yasu, why are you being a dad here?
Right.
And he's like, I have been, but he's not answering his phone.
Right. Then with the way that he responds, we can gather, since we didn't actually see the montage of the times that he was gone and all that stuff, that Nana very much did respond in that hey, emotional dependability that you are, Nobu. They are able to connect, and there's the friendship, but also there's the clear desire that Nobu has to be hey, can this be something more? Clearly, you're not necessarily dissatisfied with the way things are with Takumi here, but that's clearly not happening. And so because he's trying to also be respectful and not push anything, but also let there be the opportunity, or
make his, because that's the thing, he's not making his intentions known anymore, but he's already confessed.
Right, he's already confessed.
So this is the part. Yeah, this is the part where I get really frustrated with Hachiko. Then is that he's already confessed.
Yeah, if he hadn't, it'd be very different.
So intentions have already been made clear from his angle. She chooses to basically not make intentions clear.
Right.
But she takes action all the way up to making her intentions clear. Literally all the way up to it.
Yep.
And she starts an internal countdown here. Obviously, he doesn't know about this internal countdown here.
No, but I'm sure even if he doesn't know about the specifics of the internal countdown, he can tell that it's something where she's kind of getting fed up with Takumi, right?
Right. But the idea that in the moment of the way that she acted when he showed up, she did not do this for Nobuo's sake.
Nope.
She did this for her sake.
Right.
And that's really shitty. I mean really shitty. I immediately was thinking, I was almost thinking about this for Hachiko's sake of, don't act sus. Just walk up and be like, oh, hey,
Takumi.
good to see you here.
Right, like
thanks for walking me home, Nobu. I'll go from here, but I really appreciate that. That was really kind of you. And then then the sucky thing is that you still are ending up communicating to him that it's the thing there. But you didn't have all that extra stuff of quick. My two boys can't see each other. That's so bad. Like it's the kind of thing. It's the kind of thing where I look at this and go, okay, yes, Takumi's a shitty guy.
Yeah.
He's not the kind of person that I would want if Hachiko was my sister, my best friend,
you'd be like,
or whatever, I'd be like, dump his ass. Just
even
call him and be like, no.
Yeah,
sorry.
even within the confines at this point of like, hey, just sex, right?
Yeah.
You can do a lot better.
You could do better.
You can do a lot better. Like you can absolutely.
Yeah, sex is great, but have you had like a guy that like actually cares about you?
well, and even if it is just a thing of, hey, we're gonna have sex when we're pent up or whatever, right?
Sure.
You can still have somebody who treats you with a level of respect and like, kindness and decency that you might want to have in a relationship, even if it doesn't go into the heavy emotion side of things.
Because
Now, of course, it's not the the celebrity crush from the band that you have loved for a long time.
There's a whole lot of other things to it that make it much more desirable, and also something where you're kind of commiserating with him because you feel that he understands and accepts that emptiness that you feel within yourself.
Especially since she is not able to fully accept it, so to find somebody who will
accept it for her.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone that will take the burden off of her mind and heart, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a couple ways you could look at it, but then also I'm trying to get into the head of a fictional character where we only have so much through the lens of the way that she communicates the stuff. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Takumi was sort of like a heel in her mind in a weird way with how she with her perspectives on sex and things like that. To then have he's the asshole, right? She doesn't have to think about how she's the.
But he's not really a like.
No, right, but her whole like internal conversation about like, I don't want them to think that I'm an easy woman, but the thing is that I am. But she's still not the one that's initiating. Right? It's the, and then the player comes by and, okay, here I am, right? As opposed to, actually proactively, like, making something happen.
Yeah, I love to get a woman's perspective with this episode specifically as well, because I think the part that I'm bumping into is I'm pinging, like I'm like a bowling ball with bumpers, and I can't go too far into the gutter because there's these two thoughts that keep kind of being centered a little bit here, where I'm like, no, that was really shitty, but also Takumi, and then also, oh man, like it kind of keeps me ping-ponging in the middle, is the idea that Takumi didn't show this in the most overt way to Hachiko, but they did actually focus this in the episode. Takumi is dangerous.
Yes.
That is something that I am very glad the show decided to have thrown in there.
Oh, yeah.
Because this was something that was talked about with Yasu and the other band member guy who totally doesn't look also like Shoji.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know when he showed up, I was like, Shoji? Oh, wait, no, that's the band member.
That's the band guy that we don't really care about him
I'm
at
sure
all.
that's also has something to do with his personality of why he's so like energetic and loud. It's because, nobody knows who I am. Takumi thinks he has it bad? Imagine what it's like for me.
Yeah, exactly. But the way that was brought up reminded me of the idea that, like, oh shit, he's here. It's not just that he's here, it's that he has access to my apartment. Nana's not here. I have a power dynamic where I am completely at his mercy.
There was definitely a part of me that felt like, even if that hasn't happened with Hachiko yet, that she recognizes that as a possibility.
And it's really scary to think about that the show is kind of implying that was a way that she was placating him by his presence.
Preemptively when he has,
Yeah, because it was very like, quick, do you want this? Do you want this? Or do you want me? It's
right. There was very much this idea that like, I don't think it was even a thing of, I need Nobu to, I don't want Nobu to to like find out or whatever, and that's why I want him to leave. Because in a lot of ways, I think she was so not caring about what Nobu felt that I don't think that would have been registering in her mind at all. The vibe that I very much got is I don't want to piss off Takumi. Right.
And have him potentially do something that makes the situation bigger.
Right.
And that's probably the part that's kind of like I'd want a woman's perspective here a little bit, because I feel like what might have been implied here was that once this whole situation happened, there's that little bit of like, oh, I'm okay with this, but I'm kind of talking to myself in that regard here. And
Sure.
that little bit of like, oh, that's a really kind of close to non-consensual situation where she's telling herself, but this is who I am. I'm okay with this.
Right.
I really hate that.
It very much feels like
being a thing that I could communicate to other people, but the truth is that's what I am.
Right.
And I'm like, but you're telling yourself that. That means you don't believe it entirely.
Yeah.
The only times that people remind themselves of things internally is because they don't actually entirely believe it.
Well, right, because otherwise you wouldn't need to remind yourself.
Well, right. But that's the point, is that in the moment when she's having sex with this guy who essentially just came in and decided, give me your body, this is happening. She didn't give any kind of overt consent in that regard. Now, this is an older anime, so they wouldn't even bring that up in any way.
And
but it's a dynamic that I'm like, oh, so she could that could recontextualize the Nobuo situation as well, where it's I'm not necessarily just worried about what he might do to Nobu, but I'm worried about what he might do to me if the situation had been more demonstrative. And yet he doesn't care, obviously, because of the stuff we discussed earlier.
Well, and so the difference between self-destructive behavior versus actively not choosing something, right? Because Nana needs to have the agency to make shitty decisions.
She does.
Both for other people and for herself.
Yeah, and she does.
And she does, and that's what she's doing here.
Right.
And the problem is that she realizes that and doesn't want to be making those self-destructive decisions, because none of us do in a lot of ways, right?
No, we're all aware usually in the moment that we're making a self-destructive decision.
But we still end up doing it, and that's why it's self-destructive.
Carton of ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Cookies.
I shouldn't have a donut, and then you eat the entire goddamn box,
yeah,
right?
Or you sit in the house for 72 hours, and you're like, I didn't
Right, exactly.
See anybody and call anybody.
And so when it comes to then within the realm of sex, right? Since it's such a big thing and everything like that definitely is well, it's interesting, right? That makes for some interesting situations, and Nana is definitely in one of those interesting situations. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely got the same vibe that, well, at the very least, the fact that they said that Takumi is dangerous, that is a plot flag. Right. That is a it didn't get triggered this episode, potentially because of some of Nana's actions. But that is absolutely that was at the very least intentional, and I would be surprised if it didn't get triggered later. Yeah. Also, something that I just feel like I need to say.
I feel like I want to do as well. Yeah.
Hachiko is being shitty to Nobuo. If you are in a situation where you are a Nobuo, yes, Takumi is also being shitty.
Yes.
But so is Hachiko.
Yeah.
And that is what's going on. Like, Nobuo having all of these feelings where he's like, I don't know how to deal with this because I am hurt. I am being hurt here.
Right.
And yet, I'm sure there's that part of him that doesn't feel like he can blame either of them, because that's what the stated situation was. They have a thing going, right?
Yeah, and that's what it's been.
That's what it's been.
That hasn't ended.
And that's why communication is always important.
And that's why in a lot of ways I'm like, yeah, you got your hopes up, and it fucking sucks. Like that's the way it goes.
But it's okay to be like, oh man, I really care about this person. I think they're great. And also, oh God, they just were really shitty to me. Like that's all right.
I think most I think most people have had that situation where you feel like you are building a connection with somebody and then you realize that it's something that's not ever going to go that way. And it's important that in a lot of ways you respond maturely, more so than you end up communicating those feelings to the other person.
Oh yeah,
Go
yeah.
and communicate
Sort out your own feelings before you then talk about what your feelings are.
So it's okay to have those feelings. I think a lot of people will just make it into a black and white situation where it's like, oh, you were wrong to have those feelings to begin with. More thing is that you just need to go and process those feelings out with somebody else. So the idea that he's only got Shin, that kind of sucks. Go talk to Yasu. Go talk to Yasu.
Yes.
Go talk to Yasu.
Yeah, these kids are having all these issues and they're not talking to dad about it.
Go talk to dad.
Like,
you know,
I can't make my teenagers talk to me, and if I try and do that, they just won't. But
you'll get it next time, Daryl. You'll get it next time.
Yeah, but also at the same time, like, Yasu is the most responsible, level-headed person.
And he actually admitted it. He's like, yeah, I think of them as my children. I'm like, God damn it. This mangaka knows exactly what they're doing.
That's right.
Fuck. Also, speaking of children, Shin is a child and has that whole situation going on with Reira. And then, of course, we just casually have the moment where she's like, oh, I've created a monster. I didn't see it from that perspective. We're just going to let that settle for a bit.
And they both don't communicate about the things.
And then she lies about going to the Americas, which is like, I had to think about that for like a full 5 minutes after the reaction part. And I was like, why did she lie about that? That doesn't make any sense. Why did the show make a point to explicitly show that she had lied about that by saying, oh, like there could have been a time gap and that was in the beginning of the break and then the time happened in between that, but then she eventually finds Takumi.
That's part of the point of the exposition of the...
Exactly, right.
You know, why if you don't go, then you might end up regretting it. We only have a couple days left, right?
Right. So she didn't go. So she said this to lie almost needlessly. But in my opinion, people do lie needlessly. That is a thing.
Sure.
It is okay to admit that people are, like, in general going to be more self-deceptive than they even really...
Oh, yeah. If you're deceiving yourself, how can you really feel bad about deceiving other people?
Because what it could be is that she intended to go to the Americas.
Sure.
And then she convinced herself out of it to go and find Takumi.
Oh, yeah.
Now, regardless of what it is, the result is that we have a scene with Reira and Takumi at the beach to give us a little bit of understanding as to where Takumi is, but also to then have Reira communicate all this family dynamic stuff, which feels almost just in service of Takumi's character.
Oh, yeah, very much.
Meaning that at some point in the next few episodes or so, Takumi's backstory, his origins, and why he is who he is going to get explored-ish, maybe.
Right.
Or that could be long down the line. We'll see. But I just found it really interesting that, at the very least, she kind of feels a little bit of something to where maybe she felt the necessary to lie to Shin. So Shin, brother, you are a child. Get out of this situation, man.
Oh, yeah. Get out of this line of work.
Like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But just the idea that it's then like, oh, he then goes from there to realizing that maybe he needs to up his game a little bit more, because then he would have been maybe brought along with her or something. And then he goes to...
I like to think that's actually just stuff that he does all the time.
That's also depressing too. But then the next thing I was going to say is, my brother, you're going to porn for teaching?
Yeah.
There are actual like sex guides that that we don't have the internet. I was going to say, like, there are actual books and things like that where you can look up this kind of stuff without going to porn, my dude.
I think
porn is for the camera. It is not for the person.
Totally, but I do think that there's an aspect of Shin where he's like, even if he isn't able to fully filter that out, he's definitely like going to be aware of that, and so he's like, okay, so what's the... All right, that's
just so depressing. Like it's essentially another example of where it's the I can't talk to anybody else about this.
Oh yeah, can you imagine? See, this
can
is
you imagine
where,
if he went to
talk
Ren
to Yasu
or Yasu? Went
to
the Well, no, he can't go to Ren because Ren is his rival in that regard.
Right,
But if he went to if he went to Yasu, he's like, Yasu, so like, how do I please an older woman? And he'd be like,
yeah, like
Yasu just like, holy fuck,
putting this
man.
in the scope of like the, Yasu's the dad, but then also he's the ex of Reira, where it's the,
But he doesn't know that they're...
No, totally. But like, I'm thinking about it from the standpoint of like the dad that's like, hey son, you can tell me anything. Okay. So dad, you know how you said I can tell you anything? Yeah. So, okay. I've been a 15-year-old prostitute that has been hiring my services to older women. And it's like dad's just like terrified.
Yasu doesn't know?
No, I know. But right, but
Yasu knows.
Oh, Yasu knows, right? But then it's the okay, all right. So just don't say anything because I need him to keep talking because otherwise, like, holy shit! But this is a big one, right? Like I would love to see Yasu actually like,
I need to call CPS or something.
Yeah, or
freeze his bank account or something like
right
for his own sake. Like Jesus.
Yeah, but the fact that like we have all this stuff with Hachiko.
Yeah.
While in the same time, and the consent and things like that, and like self-destructive behavior regarding sex, and then we just continue to casually have Shin
just doing Shin things.
Doing all of that. It's like so I
shoot me in the face.
Right, but like it's this constant struggle within me of like, oh my god, I love how they're going into this from so many different angles for like commentary and things like that.
Right.
And then also like, oh
yeah,
I also feel like I'm getting to see a time capsule of 20 years ago and all that stuff, and like,
All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay.
But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.